Hello, everybody, and welcome to the question and answer session for Sell Your Next 100 Puzzle Books. I want to welcome everybody for joining us on our Q&A and invite you to enter in your questions in the questions box. If you have any questions that you would like answered about what was taught in the e-class for Sell Your Next 100 Puzzle Books. One of the questions that I had received over email was was in regards to um, the workbook that goes with the program. So I'm going to bring that up over here. Make sure that my screen is shared here. Yep. Okay, so what you should see on the screen right now is the workbook. So I'm gonna just let it load up over here. I'm going to just kind of go through the workbook here in this Q&A. And in the process, I'm going to answer some of the questions that came up over email in regards to the workbook and the process that was discussed in the e-class. So the workbook, as you can see here, this is the electronic version. There is a hard copy version, which everyone who was part of the initial set of attendees should have coming on its way. And I also have made available the PDF version of the workbook in the meantime, and you can always copy or print the PDF version, and that's what I recommend that you do until you get the hard copy version, and you can either staple it or put it into a binder, into a 3-ring binder to use. And then once you get the hard copy version, I would just anything that you wrote into the workbook that you printed, you can just transfer it into the one that you receive. The reason that I think that it's important to have the hard copy workbook is this workbook will serve as a host for all of the ideas that you have come up over time. So I have been using this process for about 3 years now, and over the span of 3 years that I have been using this process, I've had other ideas come up that come up just basically while I'm working on one book, I will think of, oh, would be a great idea to do for another topic or part of my product tree for a different product or a different category. And, if I don't write it down, then for me, if I don't write it down and execute it immediately, then the idea sometimes fades. And it's not that it wasn't a good idea, it's just that I can't remember everything all at the same time. So for that reason, I have this workbook so that it can allow you to document your ideas and write your ideas down as it relates to this process, so that when you get to the point of executing this process for whatever topic, your ideas are all right there. So and again, the hard copy version is important to me because I'm sort of the type of person, for me, it's important because I'm kind of a out of sight, out of mind type of person where if I don't have it sitting right in front of me, then it might escape my mind. So I operate from a lot of lists. I keep lists of all the things that I have to do, and like every product that I have has its own set of lists of updates that need to be made, of bugs that it has. There's no way that I would be able to remember everything in my head. I write everything down. I have everything in these workbooks or these notebooks. And for me, that's the way that I operate and that's the way that I work. If I lose my workbooks or if I lose my notes, then I'm sometimes a little bit lost in trying to figure out how to repiece the information together. So I'm going to go through some of the pieces of the workbook here so that you can see. Let me make it so that the whole thing will fit on the page here. Okay, initially I have just the welcome page, and then after the welcome page, it goes into a summary of how the book works. Let me see if it'll pull up here. Might have to reopen this. Hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, so right here we have the overview of the e-class, just to serve as a reminder of all the steps that are involved. I went over 8 basic steps that go into the process. So this is just a written reference of what the steps are, so you don't have to watch the whole e-class all over again to make sure you're remembering every part of it. Then I have an overview of selecting the topics as it relates to each tree of products that you create. And if you remember from the e-class, I had um, 6 different ways of choosing topics, and you could see in here. This was the slide from that. We have choosing from disorders, or illnesses or conditions, holidays, professions, breeds of animals, or pets, types of pets, ethnicities, hobbies. So there's different clusters of categories that uh, these 6 options will be a prompt for you to think of, that you could possibly connect with. And then I have these worksheets here so that as you think of ideas, like for example, autism awareness, you can write in your ideas into these blank spaces. And there's a worksheet for each type of cluster. So this is one for holidays. And then there's, each of the other sections as well. Hobbies, as well as all of the other ones. Once you have your ideas noted and you have a specific idea that you're interested in pursuing, then this is a product tree. So the product tree is how you are going to develop the line of products that are going to cross-sell one another and build your list. So the very first part, and the very first page is an example page that I've already filled out using my example of my breast cancer awareness puzzle book. So my first book in that cluster was the breast cancer awareness puzzle book. Then the next stage was to come up with my lead generation products, which are products that I'm going to sell for 99 cents, basically just to get someone's name and address and contact information. So I have patches that I sell that are related to breast cancer awareness. I also have the rubber bracelets that I got made, as well as pink ribbon pins, like where you could take a pink ribbon and tack it on there. So these are all products that I sell for 99 cents, and over time, during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I have sold definitely over 2,000 of these products, various products, to different people. And with that, I have collected their contact information, about 2,500, I guess it would be, their contact information that I've collected and cross-promoted other products. So once someone buys one of those 99-cent products, then they'll get a PDF, a free PDF, which is just a couple of pages from my puzzle book that I demonstrated in the e-class, so you can see kind of how I did that. When they received the free puzzles, I encouraged them to copy those puzzles and give them away to their friends as a means of spreading awareness. Whatever your topic is, like for example, one of my other examples was targeting people who like specific breeds. So like for example, pit bulls. Say you make a puzzle book that is about pit bulls, and then you can similarly make patches like I did, saying I love pit bulls, or whatever, different sayings that have to do with pit bulls. Then when someone buys that, then they get a PDF. And in order to encourage them to share the PDF with their friends, you can have different things in the PDF that relate to awareness about concerns relating to pit bulls that people would be interested in knowing or interested in spreading the awareness about. And the PDF, it doesn't just have a copy of the of one of the puzzles. It also has, like, all over the PDF, I'm leading people to go buy the book in order to gain, full access. If they spread the PDF around to their friends, it's a bonus, because then all their friends receive a solicitation to buy my book. Once they buy my book, then the objective is to have a collection of products that I can have at the end of the book, which would relate to the same cause. So in this case, for breast cancer awareness, I could sell more puzzle books. These are just ideas. This worksheet is documenting different ideas that I had of things that I want to develop to cross promote. I could develop shirts, like t-shirts. I have a survival journal that I was making with Journal Master. I wanted to make a memoir of my mother's journey through survival, and I was going to use Memoir Master for that. An affirmations book, which I was going to use Picture Master for, and then a journal for family members. So if you have a family member of someone who has been diagnosed with breast cancer, this is a guided journal for you to be able to help you with your journey in supporting that person. So those were my ideas of books that I either have already created or am in the process of creating, in order to just cross promote each other. Then the last box on that sheet is to write any high ticket items that you might want to offer. Your high ticket items would be anything that you would sell for more than, most of my items that are in the boxes above would sell up to about $15. So a higher ticket item would be something that I would be selling for $29.99 and up. So I could sell a bundle of all the patches, a bundle of all my books, and there might be other things that I could do too in other categories. There could be a class that you can offer, or a video class, or something to that effect, that you can offer for even up to $99. There could be things that you can come up with that would be at higher price points, but you definitely want to have something of value that you give at that $29.99 price point. Once you have that and you're selling those consistently, then you could think of the next price point up, a $47 price point or a $97 price point, and keep going up. And the important thing is to make sure that the product is something of value, and you'll know that it's of value if it's selling. If it doesn't sell, then that means that you have to revisit that product or that offering and figure out why it's not selling. Is it because you're not presenting it correctly, or not conveying the value of what it is correctly? Or maybe it's just not valuable and you need to go back to the drawing board to reestablish what that higher ticket item is. So that's the process that you follow with that. I don't suggest you create multiple tiers at the same time, because you want to build it almost like you're building a house. You wouldn't build the fifth floor until you have a solid third floor or fourth floor or fifth floor. You keep building it up higher and higher, but you make sure that that everything is sound and working properly before you build the next level up. So after that, I have several blank worksheets where you can do the same process for yourself. There's about, I think, 10 to 15 different pages of that. And then I have a worksheet there that discusses bulk sales. So bulk sales is where you can put ideas of different avenues where you can sell bulk packages of your book. So in this here, I have um, my example for breast cancer awareness, my breast cancer awareness puzzle book would be hospitals. Hospitals would be, if just one hospital could buy up to 100 books. And that's the goal, is to see if you can identify anyone who would buy 100 books at a time. Uh, and then I have a little bit of overview on the exploration process of how to explore that. And these are all concepts that I discussed in the class. Then I have a worksheet there to work on your goals. How many books do you want to publish, and how many low-priced lead generation products do you want to develop? Writing your goal down is the first step toward achieving your goals. So I just have a worksheet there to allow you to document what you would like to do, where you would like to go in terms of growing that product tree once you put it down on paper. Once you have your product tree, which was this on paper, then the next step is figuring out the time frames of when do I want to have this book done by? When do I want to have all these lead generation items completed by? And I did talk about this in the e-class too, so that could be kind of a reference that you can point to get fuller information on that. In addition to documenting your goals, I have another worksheet there to document your promotional efforts. You would want your promotional efforts to also be documented with a date of when you want to reach out to the people who you have captured on your list and what you are reaching out to them for. In my example that I gave in the e-class, I have several promotions that I run towards the end of September to get people ready for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, throughout Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and each promotion has a keyword that I remember what the promotion is. In addition to that, I do a promotion in April as well, which allows me to it's the halfway point. So I basically reach out to people and tell them that just because it's not Breast Cancer Awareness Month does not mean that breast cancer awareness should not be at the top of your mind. So here's an opportunity for you to reach out to the women you love and give them the gift of this puzzle book to remind them about the importance of mammograms for early detection, things of that nature. And you could do that in whatever your specific field of interest is that your product tree relates to. So that is pretty much it. When you get to that point, then you're ready to execute your book production and your promotional goals. And then I have some things that I've kind of put here at the end, which is also things that I have in the e-class. These are different ideas of things that you can do to grow your efforts, how to take the first step. And then after that, I have an overview of all the different pieces of Puzzle Master. Puzzle Master is the most powerful software available to allow you to create a puzzle book quickly and efficiently and easily. So over here, I have links of, if you don't have Puzzle Master, of how you can access demo videos that will show you the process, as well as all of the different modules that come with it. So that's the end of the workbook. And there's a coupon over here that I've offered that'll give you 10% off of any Puzzle Master product at any time. So you can access that coupon before you visit any of these links to get a discount on any Puzzle Master product. And then I think I've also offered an overview on outside of Puzzle Master and Puzzle Master products. I've included Journal Master as well as Color Master, and then Publishing Master, which allows you to create a whole array of books beyond puzzle books. So you can kind of get some information on that. So that's the end of the workbook. The workbook is, I put a lot into it just to make sure that it's a valuable tool that can help you execute this process. That was my goal. I didn't want to leave anyone hanging or unsure of how to move forward. And I thought that the workbook is a tool that can be used to easily make those first few steps before you take the ball and are comfortable running with it. So you should already have the link to that as in a PDF form. And if you sent me your address, then the hard copy will be on its way. If you haven't sent me your address, then feel free to email that to me. My email actually is on the screen right there at the bottom by my name where it says marketingwithlina@gmail.com, Lina. So yes, please get that to me. And if you have any other questions, then go ahead and put them in the question box. Otherwise, we are close to our 30-minute point, and I can kind of conclude if there aren't any other questions. Okay, thank you for all the words of encouragement that you guys have been sending. I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to leave you with that. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I can kind of point you to resources that can help you on this journey. And I look forward to watching all of you develop a lot of puzzle books and make money along the way. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a great night.